Ah yes, Minecraft. A sandbox game with blocky graphics. I like this game because there's a lot of things to do. I like playing survival, making country flags. I also like building houses. Sometimes even with basements, even look down here. Back on topic now. In this video, I'll be recreating Minecraft paintings in Minecraft. Anyways, let's go. I started my challenge by creating a world, obviously. Then I pulled up a picture of every Minecraft painting over my PC and picked the painting to start with. That one. Yes, I'm starting with the creeper painting. The reason why I started with this painting is because I think this is the simplest out of all of them. After looking at the painting, I selected the materials I needed and began. Starting with the border. It's entirely brown, but not entirely the same shade, so I used a mix of concrete and terracotta. I needed to be careful on how big the border was so I could fit details, but not have empty space. After finishing the border, I went on to the main part of the painting. Obviously starting with the minor bits, following with the major bits. I of course forgot a few resources like cyan concrete, but it was not that big of a deal. I made a few mistakes, like incorrect scaling and wrong colours, but you know how I said I was trying to make the border size right a few seconds ago? I messed up and made it one block narrower than it actually is. When I noticed that, I decided to leave it initially, but it bugged me so much to the point I fixed it. Towards the end of this build, I gave myself a clap for what I've done as I thought I'd give up and cancel this video. I filled in the last box and gave myself another clap. I wrote my own build a 7 out of 10. I believe I worked well with the limitations. However, I think I could have improved on what shades I used. However, I think I did well, not being biased. After recreating the creeper painting, I went back to the picture I put up earlier and picked another painting to remake. The next one I picked was similar to the last painting I recreated, and that painting I picked was the plant painting. Before we begin this creation, I just found out the paintings have official names. The one I just remade was called Creeper, and the one I'm about to create is called Sea. Now before the segue drags, I will begin. I might as well skip the border and minor bits due to the fact that I've already done this before. Then here comes the plant bit. This bit was a complete disaster for a lot of reasons, some of them being shade and alignment. After that I just finished and felt disappointment. The disappointment I felt was so bad to the point I felt like making it a 3D model, printing it out and burning it and set my game mode to survival and used the kill command on myself. 3 out of 10. Blech. Hate it. The painting I picked to remake third was a painting called Corvus. I have no idea what that means. My Swedish sucks. Anyway, this painting looks easy to recreate as the colours appear to be mainly black and white with some other colours being minor. Also I thought when zoomed out, but when I zoomed in I realised that there were way more colours which made it look harder. Anyway, let's get started on the recreation. I don't even need to say I made a border first anymore, which by the way is 32 by 16 blocks, because I have to do that with every painting so it's a waste of a few seconds. Anyway, after doing the border, I carefully picked the colours I was going to use. I don't have anything else to explain except I got rid of unwanted blocks by using the kill command and I just gave up at the end. Now my verdict on it. I believe I got the basic details down alright, but some of the more complex details are absent. 6 out of 10. I honestly believe it could be better with more detail. The fourth painting I'm going to create is known as Sunset. Finally! A name I can pronounce well. This looks easy as well. And this time, I actually zoomed in to make sure it's easy. Anyway, I'll start. The resources I used were a mix of blue, yellow, orange, brown and black. This painting only took 5 minutes, which is extremely short from the average 35 to 40 minutes, which shows how simple this painting is. I also barely made any mistakes. The only one I was aware of is the incorrect scaling of the sun. Anyway, the verdict. I think the details are down, but there's no shading though. 8 out of 10. I believe I mostly did well. For fifth, I chose a 1x1 painting called Wasteland. I think this could go well due to the painting being mostly shaded yellow, but am I right? Let's put that to the test. I started filling the outer bits with bone blocks and white concrete. Then I began working on the inner bits. Since this painting is somewhat simple, it only took nearly 6 minutes to do. However, this might be getting repetitive at this point. I found it hard to get the right shade. But I eventually finished it, and now for my review. I think it looks pretty good and somewhat accurate. 9 out of 10, again, not being biased. For the 6th, I chose a bigger painting called Wither. This painting looks cool, but will my recreation be? Let's see. I was initially going to fill the whole bottom quarter with green concrete. However, for accuracy, I added in yellow concrete for the two down lines and lime terracotta for shade. After the grass part, I went on to the wither itself, using a mix of brown, light grey and grey concrete, light grey and cyan terracotta, and packed mode blocks, and then I did the background, which I did as solid red. This took about 20 minutes and I think I did alright, however it sort of looks wrong. 5 out of 10. For the last 4, I chose the Unused Paintings. Their names are the elements Earth, Fire, Water and Wind. I'll remake them in the order I mentioned them in. There's no borders and they're basically one colour in various shades. Now for Earth. There was no border, so I started recording with nothing in the place I built the painting on. I used brown concrete and terracotta, packed mud and, ironically, sand. If I had to put this on a difficulty scale out of 10, it would be 4. Somewhat challenging, but still easy. 10 minutes later, I finished. 7 out of 10. It's good. Now for Fire. I honestly believe these more look like sand dunes, but that doesn't matter. I've used yellow and orange concrete and orange terracotta. I have a question though. What the hell is my recreation? It is terribly off-centered and looks bland as heck. 2 out of 10. That's better. Water. Using packed ice and light blue, cyan and white concrete. This took longer because I made unexpected changes, such as the bubbles. 9 out of 10, like this one. And finally, Wind. I used sand, sandstone and dripstone blocks. It took a bit of time due to alignment, but it turned out fine. 7 out of 10. So, what can you take away from this video? I suck at recreating things. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video and I'll see you all next time.